Socrates said that the life unexamined is not worth living. I want to reflect with you for a few minutes on how the COVID-19 situation might inform, challenge, and even strengthen our values. The current health situation provides a unique opportunity to think about the value of innovation. In times of national and international crisis, the people involved in the front line of the fight, in this case scientists and medicos, are inspired to find new solutions to pressing problems. But the rest of us can start to feel slightly redundant, especially if we're working exclusively from home. The lack of physical contact with colleagues and the camaraderie that brings can drain our sense of perspective. Meanwhile, we've got constant news reports focusing on a global problem, which can make our work and the problems it solves seem slightly insignificant. We may stop exploring opportunities for innovation. But the health crisis also presents us with challenges that are not directly health related. There are challenges with logistics, supply lines of medicine and foods, for example, the need for volunteers to help overworked health services. There are social challenges when it comes to helping the elderly, providing education, housing, and of course, helping people deal with sudden unemployment. So this is clearly not the time to retreat from problem solving in our work, in our private lives. Other problems will emerge in the coming weeks too. In some ways, those who look for likely human need beyond the crises will emerge with greater influence. You see, influence isn't a product of spotting trends before anyone else does. It comes to those who can spot likely needs that will emerge on the back of the trends and prepare solutions ahead of time. The COVID-19 emergency also gives us the opportunity to consider our autonomy, especially in the age of growing automation. Digital technology is providing hugely helpful benefits during this COVID-19 emergency, a fact that's illustrated well in this webinar. But for all of its benefits, not all of the effects of digitization are benign. In the next 15 to 20 years, we're likely to see 800 million human jobs become automated on a global basis. Of course, new technologies always create new types of work too. But the challenge this time is the speed with which automation will occur. Can we transition quickly enough from one entire livelihood to another? That's why we need to start teaching young primary school children problem solving and transition skills. We also need to equip adults with anxiety management skills, especially in this time. During this season, we might need to be more discerning about how we engage social media, especially calling out people who promote misinformation, which could help spread the pandemic. We might need to ask more questions about who controls the technologies we love and use. What are their motives? Often big tech companies provide services not for altruistic reasons, but to gather data, which is after all their primary currency. We might need to look more closely at the impact of cashless payment systems and the data they generate and their relationship with growing levels of digital debt in our society. Above all, we might need to reflect in this time on what technology, as helpful as it is, can do to our thinking and productivity. Jacques Ellul was Professor of Sociology at the University of Bordeaux. Writing in the middle of the last century, he noted that from the Industrial Revolution onwards, we started to reduce complex tasks to their simplest parts. We then built machines to replicate those tasks. Gradually, this search for efficiency became a primary goal in our lives. In the process, said Ellul, we sacrificed aspects of our essential humanity. Today, when we use a sat-nav, for example, we're only offered the most efficient route between points A and B. This is just what we need most of the time, but we don't get to explore what might be on either side of that line of efficiency, as we might if we used a paper map. Now, I'm a futurist, so I'm not advocating that we try to turn back any clocks or smash any machines. Technology is vital, even more so in the midst of a lockdown. But technology is not destiny. Our future will not be a product of the technologies we design, but of how we choose to use them. We may need to balance technology's impact on us by humanizing the digital and making extra time for reflection. Why not try to add one new non-tech experience to your schedule today? If we're willing to reinforce the value of both innovation and autonomy, we may find that this health emergency becomes an opportunity to create new solutions, reinforce our humanity, and rejuvenate our thinking. Well, I hope that's been helpful. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.